How you two doing today?
How you doing, brother?
We're great, thanks.
I guess my first question is, where in the process of preparing this film were you like, we need a zombie tiger?
Surprisingly early, I think. I think you'd be shocked at how early that zombie tiger was roaming around. Originally there was a moment when I was like, we should have like a zombie, like a whole zoo, like got overrun, and that we were like, so it was like this exotic, like every now and then a zombie giraffe would run by. But then it kind of like we distilled it down to the real, like the why of it all. And we were like, you know what, if we're in Vegas, it's going to be a zombie white tiger. That's really what we should get at.
Now, Deborah, are there ever times during this process where you have to go to Zack and go, we got to take it down a notch because that's a little too much?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I think it's my job to support the director's vision, but there are sometimes
I feel like
budget.
I feel like most of the time I can get her to drink the Kool-Aid, but it's hard. It is hard. It is hard. Like I'll be like, Debbie, wait. Because like her knee jerk mostly is like, I hate that idea.
Really?
Not always.
But once I like that, but it forces me to sort of justify it and like have to explain why it's great and all that. And most of the time I can get her around and get her to like go, you know what, maybe that's okay. And I feel like if I can't get her around, then it's probably not a great idea.
And by the way, occasionally he does listen to me and he's like, yeah, maybe that is too far.
All right, fair enough.
Do each of you have a favorite sequence in this film? I have my own favorite, but I'd be curious to hear yours.
I just love I love the beginning of I love the title sequence clearly because I really spent a lot of time, but I also love the very last scene between Ella and Scott in the movie, just the way it all came together, from with the sunset and the clouds and everything I got from it, and the performances from those two, and just it was all that was really, just from sort of a filmmaking, acting, lighting, camera, everything happened, and it's one of those things that it had to because it was the end of the movie, but it was we got lucky on that.
And I think my favorite scene is the hibernating zombies. And then when Sam Joe is in the kitchen and that action sequence.
Oh, Sam Wynn. Yeah.
Oh, Sam Wynn. That action sequence is just amazing.
Yeah,
like
she's so good.
She's so good. And we've worked with her since she was 17 when she was a double in Sucker Punch. And so she could pull off those stunts, all of them herself.
The thing about Sam is that 90% of the time you're having to make her like be a little bit less athletic. Okay, because she just is she's so, I go, look, it's unbelievable. You just look like a superhero. You got to just tone it down a little. She's like, I'm doing like the worst that I can. I'm like, wow, okay, that's cool.
Well, the fans are going to love this film. It's a joy to watch you eviscerate zombies and do it in the most grotesque and gruesome manner. And it's just fun, just a fun experience. And people are just going to be blown away whether you see it in the cinema or on Netflix. So Zack and Deborah Snyder, really appreciate the time. This has been an amazing experience.
Thank you. Appreciate it.